Day. Thank you for sharing the morning. I'm Bob Allison. Rob and I will see you tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock.
You're listening to WNZK, Dearborn Heights, Detroit, your ethnic superstation. 690 days, 680 nights. WNZK has available a few good hours of airtime for a few good programs to serve their communities. Radio is better than ever in targeting an audience that listens to what you say. Learn more about this exciting radio broadcasting opportunity by calling WNZK Radio at 248-557-3500.
Welcome to the bright side of aging. My name is Ike Engelbaum. I'm a pharmacist and the publisher of AmericanSeniorGazette.org. It has been wisely said, you cannot help getting older, but you can help getting old. It has also been said that age is a matter of the mind. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. My purpose in doing the show is so that seniors and caregivers can share their ideas and questions on how we can age gracefully and in a vertical position for as long as our good genes will allow. And if we've inherited bad genes, how to outwit them. Our topics include senior housing, financial, legal, safety, travel, health issues, interesting senior events in the community, and most of all, tips on how to put old on hold.
If your question is, who am I going to call to bring the kind of services into my home that I need because I can't get out? House Calls on Wheels provides both medical and non-medical services in your home. They can bring in doctors, dentists, nurses, therapists, and more. And those medical services are covered by Medicare and most private insurance plans. And they have all sorts of non-medical services, whatever you need. Now, if you use 4 hours or more of non-medical services per month, you're going to get a free personal emergency button telephone that you can use for both emergencies or daily use. Call House Calls on Wheels toll-free for further information. 1-888-489-8980. That's 1-888-489-8980.
Do you know someone who needs to see a dentist but is homebound? Dr. Mansour's Portable Dental Services provides dental treatment in the comfort of a person's home. Portable Dental Services administers all aspects of dental care. To make an appointment, call 586-873-5567. That's Portable Dental Services, 586-873-5567. Portable Dental Services, making smiles at home.
And welcome, and hopefully your day is off to a good start. And if not, I hope you'll rejuvenate the start. The show is titled Bright Side of Aging. And one of the bright sides of aging is the fact that you have sort of rolled along with the different emotional type feelings. And unlike in the old days, or I should say younger days, when you'd spring out of bed and all of a sudden nothing hurt, and now you find parts of your anatomy that you didn't know existed, and it hurts. And we try to take the hurt away and highlight some of the wonderful things that age does bring on. One of the, maybe this is weird, but then I've got sort of a weird way of thinking as well, so it's sort of apropos, whatever that means. I think it's French. Anyway, appropriate, how's that? Is the fact that when you age, you gain a great deal of wisdom. And as I like to say, aging is inevitable, wisdom is optional. And we try to bring out things that you can apply but at any age. And one of the exciting things for me is that I've always prided myself as being creative in the business world. And as you know, our other segment is titled Entrepreneurs Network of Michigan. And I've started doing a series of seminars on encore entrepreneurship. So if you're 50 and above, and you're considering a second career, why not join up with us tomorrow morning and every Thursday morning from 9:15 to 10:30. I am proud to be the founder of the Entrepreneurs Network of Michigan. We've been meeting for 40 years. Boy, I'm getting tired. Anyway, we now have over 20,000 contacts. And the interesting thing is whether it's the economy or whether it's people realizing that, hey, I didn't put enough money aside, maybe I should consider going back into the professional world. And it's available to you. And the wonderful thing that we have today with technology, it's incredible. You can reach the whole world literally at your fingertips. So one of the wise things is that, hey, unlike the old days, if you wanted to start a business and you had to sort of do research and take a chance on your own, there are wonderful organizations available like SCORE, the Small Business Administration. In fact, give us a call at any time. Our toll-free number is 888-489-8980. If you want to join us any Thursday morning, it's free, 9:15 to 10:30. And if I got a deal for you, we'll even throw in, well, we won't throw them at you. You can get your own donuts and coffee, also free. Level 1 Bank, 37100 Woodward in Bloomfield Hills, southeast corner of Woodward and Big Beaver. And we hope to see you. Come on by, and we have a lot of interesting speakers that share their wisdom with you. And one of these days, I may be lucky enough to convince our guest, who is a radio host on his own right, because he's a PhD, I can actually legitimately call you Dr. Paul, right? Paul Reeves.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Ike. Thanks for having me in.
Well, it's great. I mean, it's a delight to run into you. Hope, we run into each other almost on a weekly basis, and you're so smart. The best I can do is get on radio and talk, but you're so smart, you've actually written a book. Is that right?
A whole book.
A whole book. And it's a great book, and it's really addressing something that, as a parent, I have 2 adult daughters, and I cannot tell you how many discussions I've had with my friends. Gee, I didn't know that raising children was going to be this much of a challenge, and there ain't no manual that comes along without a razor. Sure. And for those folks that don't know that much about your background, give us a overview of where Paul Reeves has been until today.
All right. Started my career as a teacher. I taught, primarily I was a band director, but I also taught English, Spanish, and math until I recruited enough kids to be all band. Later became an assistant principal and then a principal for about 22 years altogether, and some central office work as well. Retired about 2 years ago because I had some offers to do a lot of consulting and a lot of writing. You're holding one of my books right now. Mm-hmm. And it also gave me an opportunity to host a radio show at WNZK for a while, which I could not do when I was running schools.
Right. Well, when you say band, that's a musical band, not like a bunch of drug dealers.
Wasn't a band of thieves, a band of musicians. We even played for the first President Bush at one of his stops.
Oh, really?
We were the only middle school band in the country at that time to play for the presidential for the president. They were always high school or college or pros. But
did you get a chance to actually talk to the president?
He came within about 4 or 5 feet of me. I thought I was going to shake hands with him, and then the Secret Service steered him away because he had to get on the train and get to the next stop. I was close.
Well, that's exciting.
I was close.
I'm sure you got photographs and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Plenty of those.
Right. And you still are dabbling. Is that a good word for music?
Well, more than dabbling. I'm still working, quite a bit as a musician, have since I was in high school. Currently, I play piano, the jazz vibes, and I actually sing a little bit, too. I'm not going to sing for you this morning because it's early.
Good.
Yeah, I've been doing that for a long time.
No, is that right? Well, that's wonderful. So then I admire you because you're fulfilling some of the things that I try to bring across in the program. Here, let's face it, especially now we're living longer. One of the benefits of living longer is that unlike the old days where you graduated from school, hopefully, and you had a career, and that was it. You worked for the rest of your life doing that. Today, take a look at you.
I've added about 10 careers now that I've retired.
Is that right?
I'm
no.
Working more hours than I ever did.
You're refired, okay. And I really appreciate not only your thoughts, but you got a great sense of humor, and I've had the joy of listening to some of your programs. Tell us about your radio program. You've been on conventional radio, and now you're on the internet as well. Is that correct?
Yeah, just finished with WNZK for now. I do plan to come back at some point. Management still likes me, they said.
Did they say that behind your back? Or
to my face, actually. To my face. That's good. No, I had to leave WNZK because I had an opportunity to be a part of an internet radio station. It's called ImpactRadioUSA.com. ImpactRadioUSA.com.
Impact Radio.
And they're giving me full control over content. That's 24/7, 365 days a year. I guess it'd be 366 in a leap year. But 24/7, full control over content, including at least 3 new shows a week on my own. I can do as many as I want, but of course, limited by how many hours there are in a day.
There is? I didn't know that.
Yeah, right. It's only 24, 168 all week. But I've already put together...
That's my problem.
That's right. I've already put together some music programs. There'll be some sports programs, some news. In fact, it's billed as news, talk, sports, and music. The best in news, talk, sports, and music.
So if someone wants to listen, what do?
They go to ImpactRadioUSA.com.
Impact Radio USA.
And there's a link where they can listen live. They just press it, and it's 24 hours a day streaming.
So then the program, from what limited amount I know about a lot of these internet radio things, is that some of the programs I assume would be repeated, like cable type.
Oh, sure. Yeah, we'll repeat some of the shows, maybe even some of the shows from WNZK. People liked our 10 songs contest a lot. They liked our Name That Tune segments a lot, and the jokes segments. So we'll put those together. We already have put them together in packages, and they'll replay. We'll replay some entire shows, and then again 3 new shows a week from now, which will also repeat. And
is there a time slot? What time they'll be on, or just when you'll be on, or you don't know that from month to month?
No. Right now it's scheduled for Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m.
So you'll be on at 11 a.m.
Then it'll be repeated. Those will be somewhat random throughout the week.
I see. Would you avoid the times that I'm on 11 a.m.?
I will.
See, you talk
we'll avoid. You're Wednesday at 11, so I'll have to change that.
Well, I may change days too, but we'll keep each other in tune.
Well, they could have a radio to listen to you and the internet to listen to me.
There you go. Is this a great country or what? I'm telling you.
Get twice as smart in the same hour.
And we'll have a double impact. Whoa.
That's right.
All right.
Impact Radio USA.
Now, I understand from talking to you that you travel around and give presentations to different groups. Is that correct?
I do. Primarily, the groups that hire me to speak are school groups. Might be entire school districts, might be school boards, might be just principals, just teachers, any combination thereof. Whatever they need, whatever they think they need, they bring me in. And sometimes I'll give an assessment saying, yeah, you do need these things, or maybe you need 2 or 3 other things. Could be finance, could be personnel, could be instructional practices. Those are my main areas of expertise. And also teaching principals, whether they're new or even experienced, how to navigate the dangerous waters of being a principal. You almost have to be a highly skilled politician to navigate these waters, and those are skills I did not have when I started. They didn't teach me anything about that in college, and then I got out, and the first day I was like, holy Toledo, they didn't teach me any of this stuff.
Right, right. Well, do you have copyright on principle? Because your book is titled A Principal's Family Principles.
That's
right? And you're teaching principal. What the heck is going on, Dr. Paul?
We're trying to get it out as much as we can. Well, the book, A Principal's Family Principles, 85 stories on parenting. And it's anybody who comes in contact with kids probably ought to give it a read. And that means parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, YMCA directors, nurses, anybody and everybody who comes in contact with a kid. Or if they were a kid one time themselves. So I try to get everybody in there.
I was a kid.
See, you should read the book.
Well, before we take our break, I got to share this story that I think is appropriate, and that is about this. The father walks in, and there is his 10-year-old son reading a book on how to raise your kids. And the father, needless to say, is a little bit concerned because maybe what the heck is going on, and he's concerned that maybe he hasn't been dealing with his son properly. So he asks his son, is everything all right? He says, yeah, everything's fine. I said, well, why are you reading that book on how to raise kids? And the kids, aren't we treating you properly? He says, oh, you're doing okay, but I'm just reading to see if you're doing it the right way.
That sounds good to me.
And when we get back from our break, we're going to hopefully motivate people to pick up the book, because it's my kind of book. Words are large, and you can sort of pick it up at almost at any point in the book. It's not like cover to cover.
That's how it's designed.
That's always the best. So, and if anyone wants to get a hold of you, you speak to private groups as well, or just primarily the educational format?
Oh, private groups as well. It's whoever has an interest in families or parenting or a combination thereof. They can. You want my phone number?
Yes, sir.
734 612-1118. 734-612-1118.
Okay, 734-612-1118.
Yes, sir.
Is that right?
That's
and
it.
You can get a hold of Dr. Paul and speak to him directly, and you can book him about his book. How's that for a time?
Book him, Dano.
All right. Okay. And I'd love to also get some details about some of the stuff that's in your book when we get back from our break. We will be right back with Dr. Paul W. Reeves, just like the Superman. Don't you dare go away. We'll be right back. If you are diabetic, I am sure you have been warned by your doctor about the circulation problems that may occur, especially in your legs and your feet. That is why Medicare still pays for a free new pair of shoes if you're diabetic. And also, there's a system called neuropathy that may settle in that can be treated by a non-invasive system best described as the anodyne therapy. Call 1-888-489-8980 and find out how your leg circulation could be possibly improved by the anodyne therapy. Anodyne therapy is a non-invasive way of producing warmth in your legs and is applied by a professional and in the convenience of your home or a nearby office. That's 1-888-489-8980. And if you'd like a free brochure on how Medicare can help you as a diabetic patient, many services are available for free. Call 1-888-489-8980.
Do you know someone who needs to see a dentist but is homebound? Dr. Mansour's Portable Dental Services provides dental treatment in the comfort of a person's home. Portable Dental Services administers all aspects of dental care. To make an appointment, call 586-873-5567. That's Portable Dental Services, 586-873-5567. Portable Dental Services, making smiles at home.
And we're back, and just a friendly reminder, Thursday mornings, 9:15 to 10:30, if you want to have a real fun, free time, join us for the Entrepreneurs Network group at the Level 1 Bank. And we're on the level. See, we're even a Level 1 Bank. It's 37100 Woodward on the southeast corner of Big Beaver and Woodward. We get together, share ideas on how we can either start or build a business. And if you're on in years and you had this burning desire to do something, but never had the guts, frankly, to switch the job you were working at, when you're on in years and hopefully you have a little bit of a nest egg, you can start a business based on your hobby. And that's what we do. We have a website, entrepreneursnetworkofmichigan.com, or you can just log on to enommichigan.com, and please join us. If we subscribe to meetup.com, so meetup.com/ENO Michigan, and hopefully you'll join us. And if not, do it the old-fashioned way, 888-489-8980, and hopefully maybe we can convince our guest for today, Dr. Paul Reeves, as he likes to be called, Dr. Paul. He spent over 30 years as a professional educator, and he's established really a terrific career path. And for those folks that didn't hear our first segment, I'm just wondering here, you are a principal. What school were you a principal at?
I was in Plymouth, Canton, and in Riverview, as well as some things out of state after I took an early retirement from Michigan. I kept going. And then retired from that as well.
So was this in the planning stages while you were still a principal that, hey, you know, enough is enough already. I want to do something that's not right in an educational institution. What prompted you to suddenly take a different career path?
Yeah, it was never a case of enough is enough. In fact, I could still be a principal today and enjoy every second of it, because I really did. It got to the point where I had these offers to write books and I had offers to do consulting, and I couldn't do much with either one because the restrictions of being a principal. You're in the building 12, 14, 16 hours a day, sometimes Saturdays and Sundays. Plus, you know, the time you give to your family, you're pretty much wiped out. There's no hours left to do consulting or to write. So I got to the point where, okay, financially I could leave the principalship and do the consulting and do the writing and also do the radio, which has been a long-time goal of mine too.
Yeah, tell us about the radio. You're actually on now, taking advantage of technology. You're on Impact. What is it?
ImpactRadioUSA.com.
ImpactRadio.com.
Don't forget the USA. It's Impact Radio USA.
Okay. How can I forget USA?
That's right. It's got to be in there.
America, America.
That's right.
Okay. So, your format is very jovial, may I say that?
Sure.
And educational, is that correct?
Yeah, every show, you know, we've always tried to have an element of humor and also an element that informs the audience, maybe gives them information they didn't have before. So we always had 2 interviews. We had a Name That Tune contest, a 10 songs contest, and jokes at the end. And we put jokes in because there was some research out there that adults laugh 17 times a day and kids laugh 300 times a day.
Yes.
Well, that's ridiculous. You ever drive by an elementary school playground at recess? Every kid's laughing. Well, that's great.
Yes, right.
But as adults, we forget how to do that. So
Right.
we give everybody 5 more opportunities every day to laugh. You ought to be laughing once in a while. Have a little fun in life.
Well, people call me a laugh or a joke, so I represent that. No, but I mean, you're right. And I've heard the seminars about how the sad part is, without getting overly psychological, is that when we're kids and you're a kid and enjoying and laughing and what have you, what's the usual thread? Act like an adult, and
right.
You're encouraged not to be happy.
Right, yeah, that's a good way to put it. There's nothing wrong with being an adult and acting like you're 12 every once in a while.
Absolutely.
Not all the time, but every once in a while, a little bit of fun.
Right. And, I belong to the American Association for Therapeutic Humor. There is an organization like that, and we share thoughts about how depression really is such a prevalent issue now. Of course, our world is not exactly in the greatest of shape, but if you're encouraged not to even have a good time or not laugh, that certainly doesn't help in solving the problem.
Yep.
And I've always, wanted to have something when it comes to kids that I could use as a guideline. And I, in my own way, sort of made a mental note that I was going to raise my children of stuff that I didn't have, okay? And I, because of my first name being Ike, I have a series of Ikeisms, as I call them. And some I just leave alone because they're good. Some I alter. This one is an original, is that in our quest when we're raising children, we are so anxious to give them things we did not have. The mistake is we forget to give them things that they did have, that you had. So tell me about your book. It's certainly a catchy title since you're a principal. Principals, Family Principles, right?
Yeah. 85 stories. And I've done a lot of research before, for my college degrees, if for no other reason, also for reports I've had to do. This book isn't necessarily formal research. It's reality-based. It's from the vantage point of a teacher, which I was, a principal, which I was, and a dad, which I was and still am to a degree. I mean, my kids are grown. But taking all of those elements of my kids, students I worked with, parents I worked with, staff I worked with, and molding them into 85 stories of here's what you ought to be doing if you want your kids to be healthy and have a great time and be great as they grow up. And there are also some stories in there about what you should not be doing. Or what if you do, your kids will, potentially be disastrous. So it's just reality-based. Here's what worked over the years. Here's what did not work over the years. And if you follow the book, your kids are probably going to be terrific.
Wow, that's great. Without getting too personal, are there things that you sort of incorporated from your personal upraising into the book?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, my parents were both very involved parents and also very present parents. Both parents were home every night. They were home Saturdays and Sundays. They were pretty much always there. I mean, both of them worked, but my mom was home by 3 and my dad was home by 5. So, of course, there was really no chance for me to get in trouble even if I wanted to. It didn't help that my mother was the librarian at my elementary school.
Oh, boy.
So there it went. I had no chance. I had to be good. Right, hear about it.
Yeah, well, no, it's, so the book itself, it's a paperback book. It's just 319 pages. It's an easy read. And is there certain guidelines that you used in putting the book together? How did you structure the book?
Well, there's no structure like a research book would be. It's 85 stories, and I mixed them around, so there's not like a drug section and a television section and a raising healthy kids section. It's all interspersed throughout the book. There are 85 stories, so 85 chapters, and you don't have to read them in order. You can jump around. So you read the table of contents, and here's one about Father's Day and about dads. I think I'd like to read that. Go ahead and jump. It's not going to hurt or help you to read it before or after anything else. And there's also a Mother's Day one, and several articles in stories about things that I have personally lived through and witnessed with my own kids or with students at school.
So as far as the audience that you want to reach, is it like for fathers or mothers, or is it who you feel could most benefit as a reader from your book?
Anybody who's in a position to influence kids as they're growing up, so certainly be parents, most likely grandparents, aunts, uncles, friends, neighbors. anybody who has influence over kids.
Wow, and you got 85 stories
85
to
stories.
boot. Wow.
Things to do and not do.
Yeah, right. Well, it would be a great gift for young parents as well as someone involved in the educational system. And you're smart enough without... you're saying it that you're actually teaching, you're educating other educators.
That's right.
Wow,
That's what we do.
that's why you're called Dr. Paul.
That's right.
Dr. Paul knows it all. All right.
I wanted to be called King Paul, but they said no, doctor's all you get.
I'm sorry. I'll go to bat for you. Boy, I'd love to talk to you for the next couple hours, but unfortunately, I got to get off the air, and I never like to leave this segment without my favorite parting thought, which is, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, today is a gift, and that's why we call it the present. Please enjoy your present by looking and living life with the bright side of aging. Welcome to the Entrepreneurs Network radio show. Our mission is to interview successful entrepreneurs who are willing to share with us their ideas and experiences, both the successes and the failures. Because as it has been jokingly said, you should learn from the mistakes of others because you'll never live long enough to make them all yourself. My name is Ike Engelbaum, and I'm the founder of the Entrepreneurs Network of Michigan, which is a group of motivated people that are all interested in helping each other in achieving our personal and professional goals. Please check out our website, EntrepreneursNetworkofMichigan.com, for meeting schedule as well as self-improvement material. Our philosophy is that if it's to be, it's up to me. When it's time to move, don't trust all your memories and most prized possessions to just some guys with a truck. Get personalized first-class treatment from bonded and experienced moving professionals. If you're confused about all the details involved in moving from one household to another, call 1-888-489-8980. Is always the concern of who should I call about the utilities? How shall I handle my household appliances? What should I do about my pets? What do I need to handle in advance of the move? For a free brochure titled Practical Hints to Make Moving Day Easier, call Aberdeen Van Lines at 1-888-489-8980. We can even help you in selling your home or any furniture that you may no longer wish for your next move. Let Aberdeen help make your move a dream. So call 1-888-489-8980 now.
Do you know someone who needs to see a dentist but is homebound? Dr. Mansour's Portable Dental Services provides dental treatment in the comfort of a person's home. Portable Dental Services administers all aspects of dental care. To make an appointment, call 586-873-5567. That's Portable Dental Services, 586-873-5567. Portable Dental Services, making smiles at home.
Yes, and I hope you're smiling at home and wherever you go. And I have a series of what I like to call Ikeisms. And some I sort of, as they say, plagiarize. But I have a theory about that. If you steal one idea from one person, that's called plagiarism. Steal a whole bunch of ideas from a lot of people, that's called research. So I do research. Anyway, they say this Chinese proverb that even if you don't feel like smiling, but abbreviated says, a fake smile is much better than a sincere grouch. Don't be a grouch. I try whenever possible, when I see myself not smiling, I remind myself, hey, smile. And I challenge you to try it out. It's worked for me. And that is when you're not smiling, and let's face it, there are days that you're not particularly joyful about smiling, make your best attempt. And what happens if you even put on a fake smile? Suddenly someone that's looking picks up on that even fake smile and smiles back. And that makes your smile even more. So the point is that there is no one that I've ever met that if you really get to know does not have problems and issues. No one, no matter how happy externally everything seems to be, really cannot say that they have absolutely no problems. That's part of life. But I like to think of it in a positive way. And I also try to promote entrepreneurship, and that's the name of the show. So every Thursday morning from 9:15 to 11:30, we have an opportunity for us to smile at each other and also talk to each other, and also give an opportunity for you to build your business, or if you don't know what you want to do for the rest of your life, by all means, come on by. It's at Level 1 Bank, 37100 Woodward, southeast corner of Big Beaver and Woodward in Bloomfield Hills. And as an added incentive, we bring in donuts and coffee for free. And guess what else? For free, we have a door prize drawing, whereby if you have your business card pulled, you have an opportunity to be on the radio show with me. And that normally is if you wanted to buy the airtime, because that's how this station operates that I'm on. You buy the airtime and you hopefully can get sponsorships to make it worth your while. But as a way for us to get to know each other, show up at the Entrepreneurs Network of Michigan meeting tomorrow, Thursday, and every Thursday for the foreseeable future, 9:15 to 10:30. But just so I know how many donuts to try to bring in and chairs to set up, please log on to either meetup.com/ENO Michigan, or just call me, and the toll-free number is 888-489-8980. Feel free to bring guests, and you'll have an opportunity to share your thoughts and ideas. And I'm really excited about having one of our new members of the Entrepreneurs members come and be on the air with me today. And we're going to bridge it with Bridget. Well, she bridge to Bridget. Bridget Murray is her name. She is a career redesign specialist. She inspires and informs women, in particular, to discover their value and design a career and life that they can love. Bridget is an engaging thought leader and advocate for people navigating their professional and personal path through life. Bridget helps both women and men through consulting, coaching, training, speaking, and writing. As a business owner, expat and busy mother, she embraces ambiguity and change. Her own career exemplifies the path of the modern woman. She has worked full-time, part-time, built a successful consulting practice, stayed at home with the kids, moved overseas, changed her career path more than once, and learned the art of creating new networks. She's an accredited coach with the International Coach Federation. Bridget uses the Results Coaching System, which is a unique brain-based coaching methodology developed by Neuro Leadership Institute, and that is based on neuroscience processes, focused and outcome-driven. Bridget's earlier career in healthcare, she's an occupational therapist and human resources. She's done 20 years in consulting and training and provides a perfect foundation for working with people and organizations to achieve their best. Wow, Bridget, you must be a tired lady. But you're not. I'm here, and I have Mike, our esteemed producer, to verify. Is that right, Mike? She is an esteemed. She does not look too tired, right?
Nope, not at all.
There you go. All
It's
right.
great to be here. Thanks for having me, Ike.
Well, it's my pleasure, and I really am pleased that you exemplify what I just tried to describe about having a smile. You smile. There's just something pleasant about being around you, and I appreciate that. And people don't realize the value of just showing a sort of a signal that hey, I'm a human being, and we should get together. And I would imagine with your background that you can really appreciate how that works in being successful and also happy in your life. Now, since you are a woman, I don't want to belabor the issue, so let's start with women. How would you describe a typical career path for women? And actually, maybe men too.
Well, you're right, Ike. Women and men both face challenges and a whole lot of stuff that life throws at them. And their career is part of their life. It's not their entire life, but it's a significant part of many people's lives. And women and men face change. And I think in today's world, the ups and downs and the speed of technology and the way that the workplaces are changing means that we have to be nimble and flexible and adaptable. And it's not like the old days where, you had a career for life. The modern worker or person who's looking to go back to work needs to be able to adapt, and that's the key. So the typical career path is atypical, and that means that you follow a path that suits you in the phase that you're in. So you might have a young family, you might have an empty nest, you might be starting out, you might be looking to move into retirement. Whatever it is, you need to be in control of your own career and your own destiny and design a career that's going to work for you in the phase of life that you're in now.
Now, in my introduction of you, I mentioned you're a career redesign specialist. When you say redesign, can you elaborate on what that means?
Yeah, sure. Redesign to me is being in control of the outcome. And if you think about if you were going to build a house, for example, you would maybe work with an architect or a designer to look at the design of the home, how you want to lay out the bedrooms, the kitchen, the indoor area, the outdoor area. You write the story. You're in charge of how the next chapter is going to go. So it's about looking at the elements that you want to weave in to the design or the way that your career or life's going to unfold.
Mm-hmm. Now, as far as the reasons, I assume that people change careers, would you say that their primary motivation is more money, or is there are there other reasons why people suddenly want to make a change? What goes behind before they see Bridget?
Yeah, well, like the motivation to change, and that might be to relaunch your career, it might be to pivot your career or change career direction, are many and varied, but there are a lot of common motivation sources. And you're right, the first one usually is money. And we all need money. The money makes the world go round, and the reason for needing money is unique to where you're at. It might be to pay the college fees, it might be to fund your retirement, it might be to travel more. There may be a change in circumstance like divorce, so you need to pay the bills. Whatever it may be, money's a factor. But there are a whole lot of other reasons, and I'll take you through a couple of them, the most common, and that is validation. People who have been maybe out of work for a while or in a job that they've been unfulfilled by are looking for validation that they are worthy, that they're significant, that they're good at what they do. And so they're looking for a source of validation outside their own personal network from an external authority, like an organisation or other entrepreneurs or other people that can see the value that you can bring. Women in particular are sometimes looking to level out the marriage playing field. You know, if their husband's been working and they've been relying on their husband's income to support their life while they've been raising a family, for example, it's about replacing spending negotiations with the ability to make spending decisions without having to ask for permission. So a lot of women like to have access to their own money. It's a big thing for women. Some of us are looking for intellectual stimulation. We just want more than what we're getting right now. We want to feel stimulated by other things, by other ideas, by new experiences. So, you know, there's more to it, but they're the most common.
Now, and hearing you talk, Bridget, and by the way, that's a great last name, Bridget Murray. That's almost showbiz type. Someone that's sort of floundering around and calls you. Can you give me a description of what happens?
Yeah, sure. Well, usually people call me when they're stuck or they're just really, they've got no idea where to start. They know they want to change. They know they want to do something different, but they just really can't see the wood for the trees, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I give a free 45-minute session. It's like a free consultation over the phone or in person. We might have a coffee. I sat down with a lovely woman this morning. We had coffee and we talked. And that's all it is. It's talking. And it's understanding where you are now, but where you want to be. And what's the gap between where you are now and where you want to be. And then I take people through a 5-step process to get them out of that stuck place up to where their vision is or where they want to be.
Mm-hmm.
So free 45 minutes, and then we take it from there. And it might mean we sit down for a morning, and we, 3 hours, and we go hard and do like a power session and just get clear. Or we might meet every 2 weeks for an hour and do that for 3 or 6 sessions. It really depends on the nature of where you're at. So I tailor my service to what people want.
Now, if anyone wants to get a hold of you, what phone number would you like to give? I always promote our toll-free number, which is 888-489-8980, but you're welcome to share a phone number.
Yeah, sure. People can call on 248-385-6269.
Okay, to repeat, 248-385-6269. And of course, you come to the Entrepreneur Network meetings. Maybe someone wants to find out who you are and what you look like and talk to you face to face. They're welcome to join us. It's free. It's a great way of really expanding people's lives. And when we get back from our break, I'd like for you to think through, so you don't just sit there, what your 5 steps to design a career of life that you love. Is that it? Wow. It doesn't get better than that. Life and love. Loving your life. All right. We'll be right back with Miss Bridget Murray, who is a career redesign specialist. Wow. Don't you dare go away.
If you're one of those folks who needs a helping hand, like somebody to provide transportation or grocery shopping or help you pay your bills, run your errands, laundry pickup and delivery, maybe somebody to help you with bathing and grooming or in-home hair cutting and styling, you can't get out and you need medical help, maybe a doctor, a dentist, a nurse, a podiatrist, you name it, or prescription delivery, House Calls on Wheels is the answer. They provide both non-medical and medical services in your home. The non-medical services start as low as $10 an hour if you're using any of the medical services, and all of the medical services are covered by Medicare and most private insurance plans. Call House Calls on Wheels for further information. It's a toll-free number, 1-888-489-8980. That's House Calls on Wheels, 1-888-489-8980.
Do you know someone who needs to see a dentist but is homebound? Dr. Mansour's Portable Dental Services provides dental treatment in the comfort of a person's home. Portable Dental Services administers all aspects of dental care. To make an appointment, call 586-873-5567. That's Portable Dental Services, 586-873-5567. Portable Dental Services, making smiles at home.
And as I mentioned, our toll-free number, 888-489-8980, is a terrific way for you to be in touch with me, not only for our sponsors, but the Portable Dental Service. If you don't quite get the message, is really something that's almost God-sent, except it's dentist-sent. Yet Dr. Mansour, who is a very prominent dentist, he has his office out on the east side, and I believe in Rochester, but he takes certain days of the week and brings equipment out right into your home. So if you have someone who's homebound and unfortunately has denture or dental issues, give them a call. And as they say, he'll put a smile on. And if you want to smile, come on out to the Entrepreneurs Network of Michigan, and you'll see Bridget Murray, who's a new member of our group, smile. And also, while we're off the air, Bridget, you said that time permitting, you can even do a session right after our meeting. Is that correct? You welcome new people, is that right? As far as evaluating if they're considering another career path?
Absolutely. I love meeting new people. If I could do that for free, my life, I'd be happy. And so I think if you're going to work with a coach or a consultant, you need to know that you're a good fit, right? The chemistry's got to be there, and you equally, I like to know that I'm going to be of service to these people, and if it doesn't feel right, like a first date, then I suggest maybe an alternative person that they can go and see. But it's really just to get to know you, and I think it's an important first step.
Well, you know, I find it fascinating. The earlier days of my career, you rarely really heard about career coaches, life coaches. Now it's become much, much more prevalent, and you actually are certified through this you're accredited coach. So it's almost like a psychologist, except instead of dealing with just emotional needs, you take that same approach and treating someone or giving them guidance, and you actually have got a systematic way that once the compatibility is there, you have like 5 steps to designing a career and life that perhaps that they can begin to love. So why don't you walk us through what are the 5 steps on helping people redesigning their life?
Thanks, Ike. Well, I just want to point out too that sometimes people don't want to have a full-on career. They might just want to get back into some sort of volunteer capacity. They might just want to contribute in some way. They might want to do some entrepreneur work part-time. So when we talk about the word career, I also like to say, you know what, it's really your contribution to your community, to your life. It doesn't have to be a full-time job in a big flash office. So keep that in mind. And the first step that we always need to go through is a step called discover. And this is where you find out, you look inside and you really find out what your values, your strengths, your loves, your passions, your beliefs, your talents, your skills, your preferred work styles, all the things that you want to incorporate in your life going forward. We nut that out and we get that out on the table. And that's number one. That way you will know exactly what you want and why. This is a statement about what you want going forward. And until you articulate it and say it out loud, you actually don't know it. So we get that on the table, and then we work on designing the specific elements, the details. So if we go back to building that house, how many bedrooms? How big is the kitchen going to be? Are we going to have a patio? What are we going to include in the design? And these are things like, what is it that you want to be doing with your work, with your contribution? How do you want to work? What type of people do you want to be working with? What sort of places do you want to be working at? Do you want to be working from home? Do you want to be in an office? Do you want to be with others? What sort of money do you need? What sort of money do you want? And how much time do you want to be spending working? How much control do you want over that time? So these are the really core fundamentals. Once you know that, you can then create the steps to making that real.
And I want to add quickly that you help them in identifying areas they may not even think it should be developed. And
absolutely, a lot of new ideas come. Coaching is really helping people to think about their thinking, and it's funny, once they become clear, they get a lot of insights that weren't there before.
Right.
Or they might have been hidden deep down. And so all of these ideas come, possibilities open up, and people become far more open to things that they had never thought of before.
Right. Now, you have a website that can get people started. Is that correct? You want to share that with us?
Absolutely. If you jump on to www.bridgetmurray.com.
Bridget is spelled B-R-I-D-G-E-T, right? Bridget?
Bridget Murray, M-U-R-R-A-Y, bridgetmurray.com.
Then what happens when they log on? You actually can get them started on their own?
Yes, they can look at all the material there. There's a lot of information on my blog. If you subscribe to my website, you will receive a free workbook that you can take yourself through these steps. And also you can receive a tip or an idea every 2 weeks. I don't want to, overkill the emails, but just something to trigger some thinking.
Sounds fantastic. Now, as far as subscribing, you were saying there's no fee to it? Is
totally free. Just
log
name
in.
and email address,
right.
Log in, and then I will automatically send you some information.
Right, and we only have a few minutes left, and I believe we covered the 3 steps: discover, design, create, and then you have align as number 4.
Yeah.
And if you just a couple of sentences on align, and you also have an action plan. What is the alignment process?
Alignment is saying out loud that you're a part of an ecosystem. There are other people in your life. There's your schools, your churches, your community, your family, your partner, the people who rely on you to help them with their life. And unless you understand which way you're being pulled, you won't be able to reach your own goals until you manage the friction points between where you're being pulled and where you want to go.
Right. Well, it's interesting. You remind me of our Wheel of Life that I've been promoting over the years, that you have to have a foundation of really, no matter what you do, and since you use the analogy of designing a house, you can't build a house unless you got a good foundation.
Right.
And the 5 that I always promote is, first of all, health, staying healthy, and number 2 is family, because if you have no support, life is very miserable. And 3, of course, is career. How do you support it? And then 4 is the spirituality. You can be an atheist and still be spiritual. And then, of course, is constant self-improvement. So those are the 5, and you bring that out so well. And you're actually acting on action. Is that
right? And exactly, and that's the final step, is action.
Right.
Because you can talk, you can think, you can write it all down, but unless it's action, then nothing happens.
Well, on that note, I like to part with my favorite parting thought, which is, if you really want to get anything done in life, you'll find a way. And if you don't, you'll find an excuse. And there is no excuse for not achieving your dreams and goals in America, because it is the greatest country in the whole world. Remember, a goal is just a dream with a deadline.
WNZK